What's up, everybody? Welcome to THS Wrestling, the year-end awards. Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, Instagram.com/THS.Wrestling, YouTube.com/that hashtag show TV, and Twitch.tv/that hashtag show. My name is John. Happy holidays. Hope everyone had a good holiday. I am joined by Neeson and Johnny. What's up, guys?
Woo! It's the end of the year, so that means it is time for the end of the year awards. Brought to you by you guys, because you guys. And we didn't have a say in this because you know what it'll be. It'll be Sasha Banks for every single category there is.
It would even best tag team,
best
just her by herself.
Yeah,
which might not be that inaccurate. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Starting off. As I said, I hope everybody had a happy holidays. We got people. We got a waiting room of people that are going to show up. Who will show up? I don't know.
So many guests.
I broke into where they filmed the Oscars in Hollywood. It's just me by myself. For some reason, I guess it's always set up this way.
Nice. What's up? I hit up Cameron Grimes, one of my favorite wrestlers, and asked if I could borrow one of his many hats for the night. He said, "Of course," because like me, Johnny, you're going straight to the moon. Thank you, Cameron. Thank you for lending me the hat tonight, Cameron. Thank you.
And I'm putting in my bid to be the concierge to the boss, the blueprint, the standard, the GOAT, the queen of the sale, the greatest of all time, Sasha Banks. Because I mean, if Carmella could have Wale Splenda, then why not have the real version of Neeson as your concierge? I don't understand why not.
What you bring? You bring Cavassier? You bring Crown Royal?
No. What I will bring Neft because they're unbreakable like the barrel.
There it is. Look right behind you. Yep, that's vodka.
Wow. I thought you freeze framed for a second. I was very impressed.
No, guys, it's not a plug, I swear.
Matthew in the chat, what's going on, man? Ken, what is up? Guys, we're going to go over all of our awards. Before we get to that, deathwishcoffee.com, use the promo code #show at checkout for 10% off. The strongest coffee. Oh, my goodness. There it is. I don't even know what's happening. I need some Death Wish coffee because I can't even speak correctly.
I'm drowning in coffee. I'm back.
So unfortunately, before we get to our award show, we have to talk about the unfortunate passing of Brodie Lee yesterday. Passed away due to non-COVID related. It was I believe it was a lung issue?
It was a lung issue.
Man, this hit me like a ton of bricks yesterday, like it did most people. I've been watching Brodie since Chikara when he was just the big rig, this big nasty dude that would just beat the living hell out of every cartoon character looking motherfucker they had. And I was so happy when he got signed because I knew he would do big things. And he did do big things. He was a part of a lot of great matches, arguably one of the best matches in recent history, the Shield and the Wyatt family. A lot of hype around that match. And he moved on to AEW. And when he showed up in AEW, I was the happiest kid on the block. I loved Mr. Brodie Lee. I was like, now we're going to get to see him shine, and we did. And unfortunately, he passed yesterday, and man, I was an unconsolable mess for most of the day. But something that gives me hope about it is, I think you measure how you live your life by how people talk about you when you're gone, and I saw nothing but love everywhere I looked, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, from wrestlers, from friends. And that that made me feel a little better. And I know a lot of them are remembering him on their feeds and stuff like that. But I'm devastated. I'm pretty sure when they do their little tributes hopefully on Monday and on Wednesday, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be rough. But yeah, that's all I can really think to say about Big Rig.
Yeah, I was really shook. I was in the middle of doing something like a meeting or something, and I seen it come across my feed, like Twitter alerted me, and I was like, what? And so I didn't believe it, and I kind of just went through all these posts, and I started seeing other wrestlers, and I sent it to our group, and it was just this sickening, like, just world stop, because at the same, and we were just talking about, I was like, wow, like, where's Brodie Lee been from Dark Order? Like, he's just hasn't been there, right? And so just having that thought and knowing that he was battling something that, was fatal and took his life. And then after that, reading all of the warm wishes and just people talking about how nice and beautiful of a light of a person he was, and how much he loved his kids and his family. And then Eddie Kingston reposting the WWE documentary when he was talking about all the stuff he saves for his son. So when his son decides to get into wrestling, and now he just wanted to be a good father like his dad, man, it broke me. It broke me so bad, just because that's how I want to be remembered. That's how I live my life, right? Like, you want to live your life of like, this man gave his all every single time, and he lived for his loved ones. And the whole goodbye forever thing, I kept seeing people say goodbye forever, and then Eric Rowan said the reason why he said goodbye forever, because he was, every time they left the loop and go to his family for 1 or 2 days, he would say goodbye forever, because he wanted to feel like it was forever. And man, like, that just made my eyes, my eyes just started watering. It was tough. So it's 41 years old, gone way too young, but thank you for all of the stories. And like Pingo said, Wyatt versus the Shield match was probably one of, if not the biggest matches of, because that happened this decade, right? Or the last 10 years, right?
2014, I think.
Yeah, like that. I don't know if people actually remember the rumblings, like, of wanting that match for a year before that, right?
And then when they faced off on Raw, that was
and it was just the rumble. And every time Luke Harper stepped in the ring, it was a rumble. It was a different feeling. Him versus Dolph Ziggler at TLC. I watched a bunch of matches this morning just to remember him by, and I was like, man, he never got a chance to really stick his foot into what he could be at AEW, and I thought that was tragic. But we got a glimpse of him from Shakar to WWE, and I just sent the video of him with him and Jonathan Grisham, him booting the hell out of Jonathan Grisham to the.
Did you? I didn't see it.
It was like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it was like him doing a spot and like doing a big boot, and Jonathan Grisham was, but he was under a mask.
Yeah, it was when he was with Obsidian Portal. Yeah,
exactly. Yes. Oh man, rest in power, son. Rest in power.
Yeah, like pretty much everything you guys said, and honestly, when it first hit me, like, my immediate thoughts went to like his wife and kid and everything like that, because I know this must be a difficult time for them, because again, like, one of the patriarchs, their loved ones and their family's gone now. But what kind of gave me hope was Bray Wyatt's message, because Bray Wyatt's message he posted on IG was not only a letter that he wrote to his best friend, but it was also a promise to make sure that his son would know what kind of man he was, and to be there in his son's life and help out and whatnot. And so that was one of the beautiful things that I love about the wrestling community, the wrestling family, is that when things like this happen, we kind of come together. And you know that, like, as this kid grows up, he's going to have people in his life. We're going to check in on them and help them out if they need be. So that was, like, inspiring to see. And, yeah, like, I was just really thankful also that he had this time to go to AEW, because while his time in WWE, he showed he was an amazing wrestler. His time in AEW, he was able to show he was an amazing talker as well. So it was just good for people to be appreciative of like all the talents he had. And again, just gone too soon. But thankfully, like again, his legacy will live on. And thankfully we have all of his matches and things to go back and watch. And yeah, it's already said, rest in power. And thank you for everything that you've given us. Sure.
Okay. We're going to try and switch gears. We're going to start getting into some awards here, guys. We're going to do them all. Like I said, people are going to be popping in and out. It's going to be crazy. There's going to be a crazy time. You don't even know what's happening. It'll be like a match from DDT in Japan. It's fine, guys. It's fine. It's just me. Okay. All right. So we're going to start everything out by doing a best moment of the year as voted by you guys. And then we'll talk about how we, are we surprised, whatever. Anyway, so here's what we had. Keith Lee winning the North American and NXT championships at Great American Bash. Rhea Ripley defending the NXT championship at WrestleMania.
That was dope.
Sting making his AEW debut. Kenny Omega winning the AEW championship and then appearing on Impact
was cool.
Following that. Io Shirai and the Trash Can Dive.
Yo.
The New Day's last match together. Edge returning at the Royal Rumble. And Drew McIntyre winning the WWE Championship at WrestleMania now. So you might be going, wait a minute, that happened last year. No, they all happened this year. It's been 70 years in 1 year.
Guys, this year.
Pre-COVID, post-COVID, different worlds.
All right, so we got Producer Junior standing by, and the winner is...
That was long. I don't
okay,
have Yeah, Jesus. Guess we just sip a drink until Producer Junior flies up the winner. Guess we're just gonna sit here, just relax, guy.
Edge making his return at the Royal Rumble.
You think you know me?
This was actually my choice as well. I think this is the people have spoken. I think to me this was something we had heard about happening. We weren't sure if it was going to happen, and then it did happen, and it was nearly perfect until that little weasel messed up the camera shot. But we eventually got to see the spear. I mean, great moment. I thought it was good stuff. Thoughts, Neeson?
This ain't it.
Why is this not it?
This ain't it. I mean, I thought it was a cool moment. I don't know. I didn't get the feels. And I remember us all watching it together. This was like one of the last wrestling events that we all watched together.
Yeah.
I'm crying. But yeah, I didn't really get the feels, as if I was worried more so than anything. Just like Daniel Bryan coming back the first time. And we talk about this. Like, I'm always worried more so than like, oh my God. Yeah. I'm like, hey man, it was the reason that you retired. I'm okay with you being retired. It's not like you just left to go film movies. You left because you could have died. So, but hey, you guys voted. Sasha Banks didn't win. I'm going to just drink more water.
Sasha Banks wasn't even nominated.
She's always nominated.
I'm sorry.
It is hard. It is hard. Props to Edge, though. I mean, I'm looking at the sticks. He won by 52.5%, so he got a majority of the votes.
Okay.
And, I remember this was a big moment. I remember, honestly, like this Royal Rumble where he returned at was actually a good Royal Rumble. Because I remember, again, like he said, this was one of the last times we were all together. And I remember we were watching Brock Lesnar just wreck everybody for the beginning of it. And then after that, they finally get Brock out. We're like, can he get any bigger than this? And all of a sudden, you think you know me? Wait, what? No! He comes out, the fireworks, gets in the ring, spears everybody. Cameraman fucks up when he's about to spear. What was it, AJ who's about to spear? And I was like, damn it, cameraman.
No, it was Carl Anderson.
Oh, Carl, yeah. It was like, you fuck up. But the thing about it was a dope moment. Now, was it the biggest moment to me? I mean, it was dope, and I'm so excited for Edge. And but low-key, like me personally, that Keith Lee winning both belts is kind of awesome to me. And that was a big moment because that's when they said you are the tentpole of this company of NXT, you are the future. And giving them both belts like that was like pretty freaking amazing. Now, did the run go the way it was supposed to go?
No.
Yeah.
No.
But that was that moment.
I remember why I didn't think I didn't like this moment, or I didn't really. I'm gonna say like it. I didn't feel it. It's because this was the day Kobe died.
Oh yeah,
I was checked out of wrestling the whole day. I was checked out of everything that whole day, and I didn't feel anything. So yes, no fault to Edge or no fault to anybody, but Kobe passed that day, and it wasn't my thing. But let's bring in our first guest.
All right, we're bringing in our first guest to go over storyline of the year with us, representing GCW and MDK all fucking day. Mike G, let's bring him in right now.
Hey,
hello,
what's
sir.
going on? How are you guys?
Good, man. How are you?
Cheers.
Good, man. Just spending, cheers, dude. White Claws all fucking day. We're, just spending the day working, man. So getting stuff ready for GCW shows this coming weekend. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, doubleheader in Atlantic City.
Awesome. Fantastic. I guess before we get into storyline of the year, I got to ask if you can talk about it. Yeah. Yesterday was pretty interesting on the old internet. Do you want to shed any light on anything, or I know it's a big ask to ask because it's kind of.
I figured you'd ask. So honestly, the only thing I can say about it is, Brett Lauderdale, owner of GCW, posted everything necessary to know about what's going on. There's nothing negative, no ill will, no nothing. It's just the company's grown to a level where it just wants to keep growing, and that's pretty much it. There really isn't much we could say about that.
Fair enough. And you also do stuff for MDK all day, correct?
Yeah, we started that up with Nick.
I saw those that lovely little drop you guys did the other day, the fuck Hulk Hogan shirts. How are those? How are those doing?
My official answer is they sold horribly. We didn't sell a single one.
Wait, the fuck Hulk Hogan shirts? You didn't sell one?
Yeah, that's my official anser to you guys, that we didn't sell a single one.
Wow. I honestly, I am shocked that not one.
Yeah.
Not one.
Not a single fucking one. If anybody from Terry's team is listening, we didn't sell a single one. It was the worst drop we've ever done.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because he's so beloved? Anyway, let's just move on. Let's move on here, guys. We're going to do storyline of the year.
Let's move on away from stuff that's going to get me sued.
All right. Well, I mean, we'll see who you pick for storyline of the year. Maybe, who knows?
All right.
All right. So storyline of the year. These were the choices. We had Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville, Gargano versus Ciampa, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso, Sasha Banks versus Bayley, Pat McAfee versus Undisputed Era, and Retribution.
No, read the whole thing, John. Read the whole thing.
Look.
What the fuck is Retribution?
Okay, Retribution. Ha ha ha. No, seriously, you want to choose this?
That's the paper plate cutout face, right?
Paper plate man. You gotta choose paper plate man.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And the winner is. Oh my God, we'll never know.
Come on, Junior. Get it out there. Let's do it.
All right, I'll fly it up. Let's see. I'll just do it. I'll do it. I think the winner. Well, I don't know the winner because I don't. Nope. Oh, the winner is.
Bayley.
Is it that?
Sasha versus Bayley. Yes, the winner is Sasha versus Bayley.
You stuffed the ballot box? Is this? I'm trying to confirm this information. Well, I mean,
it is confirmed. It is confirmed. I got the text message right here. It says Sasha versus Bayley.
I also saw some other texts in that, and very funny. All right, so Sasha versus Bayley. Mike, what do you think of this? Do you think this is the storyline of the year? No, come on now.
Come on, not even close. Not even close. I'm one of those people that would like tell you there isn't a single decent storyline going on in WWE. Probably all of 2020. So I'm just like, I guess maybe I don't know. That was just really that Sasha Bailey storyline should have paid off like 6 months prior to when it did.
But it did.
But
Did it pay off? Did it pay
Sasha
off?
Bailey. I will say from my point of view, the storyline of the year was the storyline that actually made me want to watch segments on NXT, and that's Pat McAfee and crew versus Undisputed Era. I'd say for me that would be my storyline of the year. But Neeson's happy, so I guess that's all that matters.
Out of all the ones that you pointed out, I would say that storyline probably would have brought the most eyes to something interesting, and it paid off with that War Games match. So it had a good blow off match as well. None of those really like interest me. I mean, maybe I'm being biased because my personal favorite storyline of the year is still RSP versus Nick Gage, because we haven't seen the payoff for that, and that's about as brutal as it gets.
So I just want to say I was at the last show you guys did in LA, and when Nick Gage was addressing the audience and Ricky Shane Page came out, I literally jumped out of my chair and started shaking my fist. I went, what do you think you're doing? So I agree with you. So
there's no better heel in the game right now than Ricky Shane Page. Like I know he's a nice guy, and I genuinely still don't like him.
There you go. Gage versus Ohio right there.
Yeah. Gage versus Ohio. Yeah.
All right, Mike. Thank you for joining us. Is there anything you would like to plug? Probably not shirts, because it doesn't sound like they're selling well.
No, shirts are not selling well. Honestly, just everyone check out, if you haven't watched GCW before, check it out this weekend. It's on Fight. We're doing a lot to try to keep the talent, making money through the holidays and making money into the new year and getting paid. Support the company. Check it out. You won't be disappointed, especially Good Riddance New Year's Eve on Fight TV GCW. That card's going to be insane. Just give it a shot.
There you go. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you down the road. Okay, moving on. Big in 2021. My goodness. You know what? I want to hear, because we got a bunch of people just chilling in the chat. So big in 2021. I want to hear from Mr. Jimmy V. That's who I want to hear from right now. Let's bring him into the chat. I see him dressed up and ready to go.
Little snazzy.
I mean, year-end awards. What else are you going to do?
Yeah.
That's why you brush your Tinder, apparently. Looking good, Jimmy. Looking good.
Looking very good. How are you doing, sir?
Doing all right. Still reeling from the Brodie Lee news. Like, it's still a shock. Little over 24 hours later, and I spent like a good night or a good part of the night just like going through Twitter and reading everyone's stories, and like no one had a bad thing to say about him. So I mean, that's knowing how loved he was by everyone was the best thing we could take away from all this.
Absolutely, 100%. So we're gonna do big in 2021, which is an award that was named something else last year, and I can't remember what it was, but who cares? Here we go. So big in 2021 got people we think are going to be huge next year. So we have Pat McAfee, Dominic Mysterio, Ricky Starks, Raquel Gonzalez, Santos Escobar, Jake Atlas, and Timothy Thatcher. And
wait, before you say the winner, Carlos Escobar. You said you like Carlos Escobar,
Santos.
right?
Santos.
Did I say Carlos?
You said, yeah. Well, but you like him, right, Parker?
I said C. Yeah.
Yeah, you like him, right? Yeah. Because he's the champion of the greatest 1 hour of wrestling on television. That's why you like him. You see that? You fell into it. 205 Live is the best pure hour of wrestling, and you just fell into it. You can never say it's not anymore. You like the champion, the gold standard of the brand. That's what you like. So therefore, let's reveal who the winner is, shall we?
I don't even know when it comes on. I don't even know when it comes on. I just when he shows up at takeovers, he's good. I'll give you that. He's a good champion.
I won for the night.
All right, and the winner of Big in 2021 is. Oh, okay.
And now I really won because that was definitely my choice. Definitely.
What do we think about this? Absolute Ricky Starks.
I've been singing his praises since I saw him in NWA. That was the first time I saw him. And I was like, oh, this kid has something. And then now seeing him in AEW and them not really giving him the light, I keep saying on every show that we talk about AEW, I can't wait till he goes to WWE and becomes a star because he's just not like, it's no way I don't see him fitting into being a star inside of AEW. But I definitely think they're able, he is the prime typical formula of what The Miz is now and what he can be. Like, he could be the Marine 17,006.
I give more respect, but for me, my choice in this category was actually Pat McAfee.
Absolutely.
The man exceeded all our expectations. I remember that first match with Adam Cole was like, this shit's going to be whack. The kicker can't wrestle. Oh, shit, the kicker can wrestle. And the kicker showed up, and then the kicker came back. It's like, the kicker's not going to wrestle in War Games. The kicker's wrestling in War Games. And honestly, the man's mic skills are phenomenal. I would argue to say they're the best in NXT right now. You could damn near make an argument for including the main roster as well. And so honestly, that's why he's my pick for Big in 2021. Because here's the thing. He did this and brought all this attention in this COVID era. Can you imagine Pat McAfee saying what he's saying in front of fans and when the truth is ringing out and everything like that and the juice can get flowing? We can actually do a media circuit and Jesus, if they put a belt on him, he starts going around the place with the belt on. Good Morning America, North American Championship on the shoulders. Fucking shit. It could do so much for the NXT brand. So that was my choice.
NXT Championship? Yeah.
Yeah, so that too. Yeah, possibly. So yeah, and shout out to the classic. You said something about 205 Live. But Jimmy, it's on you.
Honestly, this was such a stacked category. I don't even remember who I voted for, but I'm pretty positive it was Ricky Starks. I mean, you could, if you didn't have Taz, he could carry all of Team Taz as far as the guy on the mic. So, I mean, it's this, like I said, it's tough category. It's fully stacked. Also, I am a fan of Santos Escobar. Like, the guy has been killing it for a long time. Mm-hmm. And especially like I became a fan of his through Lucha Underground, so I'm really big into him. And I feel I could totally see like we're on the cusp of them pushing Raquel Gonzalez. Like we're seeing hints of it right now, but she's going to reach Rhea Ripley levels very soon. And like 2021 is going to be like her year. I feel like as far as the breakout star. But yeah, tough category. But I do feel like Ricky Starks is the guy. And like you said, Neeson. Mm-hmm. Once he gets to WWE, like sky is the limit for the guy. He could talk and he's right up there with McAfee. Like imagine those two guys together, the promos they can put together. Unbelievable.
Oh Ricky Starks a part of the brand. Oh man. NXT is on fire.
I mean, then at that point, the brand and the revolution will be televised.
Ooh.
There you go. I think I would also agree with you. Raquel Gonzalez, I think, is going to be huge. That was my pick. At least she's set up that way to be huge next year. And I would not. Well, we'll get to my bold predictions later on in the evening. But Jimmy, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being on the show at last minute notice, full time notice, whatever notice. It's been a pleasure getting to know you over this year. And we're going to have a big 2021, my friend.
For sure.
Looking forward to it. Glad to be a part of this. And Happy New Year to all you watching. And fingers crossed for a better year, right?
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Jimmy, thank you.
Best dressed tonight, Jimmy. According to the check, congratulations on winning best dressed tonight.
That's fair. I'm fine with that.
Facts.
I'm wearing shorts.
Hey, Pat McAfee wears shorts.
It's true. He does. All right. Okay. Ricky Starks makes sense. All right, we're going to move on to heel of the year, and I would like to bring in someone who actually helped us ring in this new year way back. way back at the beginning of the year, I would like to bring in Mr. Jay Washington to discuss Heel of the Year. Hello, sir.
What up, y'all? How y'all feeling, man?
Doing all right. How are you?
You know what? As good as all things can be in 2020, man. Y'all already know how it is. I'm literally, as soon as I get done with this, it's another workout on deck for your boy, because I'm trying to just keep it moving and, saying everything. Like Jimmy said, and a lot of people also, stress, it's been a rough 24 hours, the whole Brodie news. Again, I've shared numerous locker rooms with him. So, like, all of us been like, yo, what? Yeah. Like, it's a crazy thing, man. It really was a reminder that life is too short, that you never know. You know what I'm saying? And just to hear that at 41 really hits a lot of people hard, especially a lot of people in my generation that are in the business, because we're all around that age, whether you know it or not. A lot of us are around that age, in that age range. And so it hits a lot of people, man. And so, again, from Chikara days, Dragon Gate USA, all these days, man, just being IWA Mid-South, just being in locker rooms with the dude was great. And so, just always a ball of light and a bunch of energy and fun. And it's just like, just damn.
Yeah. It's been a rough 24 hours, but I think just hearing stuff like that, just it warms my heart a little bit, just to know that he was so loved by literally everyone.
Yeah.
And I think somebody tweeted, I hope someone is compiling a book of all of these to give to his family, so they know that this is so universal. And that does comfort me a little bit.
Absolutely.
Okay. Heel of the Year. We have 18,000 people in this category, so I'm going to run them down right now, and then we'll see who the winner is. And yes, also R.I.P. Phil Necro, the knuckleballer. That was. I mean, I'm a big baseball guy, so anyway. Heel of the Year: The Miz, Bailey, King Corbin, a man so evil that is his name, Evil. Chris Jericho, Randy Orton, MJF, Johnny Gargano, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax, Dakota Kai, and the boss, Sasha Banks. Holy crap.
Nia Jax is only a heel in regards to your personal health.
Jacob bombs tonight.
All right, and the winner is MJF is the heel of the year. All right, how do we feel about this? Let's go with Jay. Do you think he's heel of the year?
It's you know what? This was a difficult year. Like I don't know if I can give it to MJF as much as because I honestly try to remember. I voted Bailey because of what she was doing this year. Like she stepped her heel game up to a whole new level. Like Orton is Orton. You know what Orton gonna do. Orton and Edge was something beautiful. Again, two friends, they can make the best out of this. Perfect. MJF, after a while, it became the same thing week after week. You knew what you were getting out of him. You didn't see anything. Again, you didn't see anything elevate above it. You know what I'm saying? You knew when you're getting a typical heel out of MJF, you knew what this was. You got nothing above it. That's for me, in my opinion. You know, when you put Johnny Gargano on it, it's hard because, again, you have so many other people. If I could have, I would have put The Fiend on it. I'm going to take, because The Fiend, like, I know this is a category about heel of the year. The Fiend is my wrestler of the year because nobody seems to understand and catch on yet to what he's doing. He is running through everybody Bray Wyatt had a problem with somehow, some way. Everybody Bray had a problem with. Oh, we remember, and we going through that. And if people think already what's gone with got burnt alive with something, the next incarnation of the Fiend about to be a legitimate nightmare. But again, going back to heel of the year, Bailey just took it. You know, we already had the new look, but then she went above with the new look. You know, she kept elevating her heel status to the point where you never got complacent with her. There were a lot of people who were just like, here we go, Sasha and Bailey again. But this time it was flipped. Sasha wasn't the heel in this. Bayley was. And Bayley carried the heel of this to the point where people actually stayed interested in it, because that was something that was going to be hard to do, because we've seen this match on repeat. We've seen it. They've done everything. And yeah, what was the last thing they had to do? Hell in a Cell. Cool. And then it just worked. They kept doing it. Bayley sold the chicken shit heel so well that you thought she was going to squeak out everything. But she didn't.
Neeson, do you agree that MJF is our heel? I mean, the fans have spoken.
No. And I don't want to say what I want to say about the fans have spoken, but just rewinding what I said about last show when I talked about the kids. All I got to say is that Jay is absolutely 1,000% right. I voted for Bayley. Yes, I voted for Bayley. That is right. Why did I vote for Bayley? Because she made Sasha Banks the boss, the blueprint, the standard, the GOAT, the queen of the sale this year. That story was a story. Reason why I also liked it for a storyline of the year is because all the points that Jay just said. Bayley was a heel, and she kept elevating her heel game time after time again. Even when Sasha Banks came back and there was no fans in the audience, and every time Sasha Banks came out rocking cat suits and killing it in her outfits, and all eyes was pointed towards Sasha Banks being Bayley's second person, heater, cornerman, all the things, Bayley still held her own as a chicken shit heel. That goes a long way, because when Sasha Banks did tell her that my name is bigger than the title, God damn it, it is, right? Like, Sasha Banks does not need the title.
Yeah.
Bayley elevated that title so well by being a heel that the character of Sasha Banks did need the title to legitimize her reign as the next tadpole in the SmackDown and women's division, and also damn near one of the best wrestlers of this generation. Like, you hear everybody talk about it. So I went with Bayley, and I think Bayley should have won. And MJF, as he is a good heel, and he does everything to make you hate him. Like, he has no problem with being hated. It's just the fact that you knew he wasn't going to win the world title for Moxley. So that was his only big thing that he had during this time period. And you knew he wasn't going to win. That's it. That's all he had.
Wow, is that really all? The Cody stuff was last year.
Yeah.
No, wasn't it?
Cody was last year.
Are you sure?
It was this year was, well, I don't know.
I think because Cody was Cody in the cage this year or last year?
Last year.
It was end of last year, because that was like one of the first like Dynamite joints.
Okay. So that's why it's hard, because of the way this year has been. Like, you forget time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I guess I have to defend MJF winning this now to get everything else going. But I will say though, like, one, I do agree Bayley was amazing, but also to give the other, like, a lot of respect to the other side, that heel run of her for Sasha, who delivered a lot on that, like, heel run, because there's a lot of subtle things she did as she was playing a heel as well. From like every week where she's like cutting eyes towards the title and shit like that, where Bayley's like talking over, and then Sasha doesn't get a chance to talk, but her looks are conveying so much information, which is like fucking shit. Sasha's doing a great job of help building this up as well, which adds to Bayley's heel factor. So I got to give a lot of respect to that, because you're only as good as like the actor you're playing off of. And so Bayley has somebody amazing to play off of, which helped her out a lot. MJF though, I understand why the fans voted for him, because he had a lot of viral moments this year. Like, even when he was injured, he was cutting those promos like in front of his townhouse and shit like that. Back when we were like still doing all the pre-tape stuff beginning of COVID, that shit was hilarious, and everything like that was dope he was doing. Then the whole thing what he's doing with Chris Jericho, arguably one of the greatest wrestlers of our generation, and Mike Talkers, when he's doing that back and forth. It was like, do you want to join? Do you want me to join? Do you want me to join? Do you want me to join? That whole thing going back and forth to the fucking steak dinner. That was like a Family Guy musical right there. So I kind of get where everybody was like kind of coming from and like why they got voted for him. But yeah, I got to give a step to Bayley, because again, to Neeson's and Jay's point, step out our comfort zone, but we got to wrap up time. Sorry.
Real quick. I want to see if I gotta go. Real quick.
I was saying because this happened when it was too late, like with the weird voting.
Yeah.
But also, are we gonna count the stuff he was doing with Jericho to court the inner circle as heel shit? Can you really count it as that?
No,
because that was all. That's all been comedic all the way through.
Yeah.
It's been comedic all the way through. Like, we loved it, but it was comedic all the way through. So there was nothing where you were like, because again, he's a heel, the inner circle of heels. So it wasn't anybody trying to be more dastardly than the other. It was just like, all right, let's have fun with this and try to bring it together. So you lost that. Is he a heel? You knew he was a heel doing shit. Okay, him and Orange Cassidy. But then everybody was like, I don't care anymore. Especially when, and I hate to say it, especially when it came to Orange Cassidy, because you already did it with Jericho, and you're like, are we still doing this? Are we still doing this? And so again, when you look at it again, Shayna Baszler, look, I'm surprised she's on TV.
Damn.
Look, I want everybody watching and think about it for a hot second. Y'all can let me go. If she wasn't Nia Jax's tag partner, would she be on TV? Because she wasn't.
And that's
That's a good point.
Nia Jax, the savior of Shayna Baszler.
Think about it. Shayna wasn't on TV.
Nia Jax is the savior. Nia Jax is such a great wrestler. She's keeping Shayna Baszler around.
They needed something. They needed a dominate. They had no dominating women's tag team. So you put Shayna can work, and this ain't doubting Shayna's work rate and her abilities. But Shayna wasn't on TV. Vince was high on it for a second. Then he was like, I don't get it. Boom. And then they realized they had the women's tag team titles, and people kept saying, yo, what are you going to do with these? You need a real powerful heel team, because the golden role models was it, but you were still just building a Sasha Bailey no matter what.
Yeah.
That's all that was building to. So when you took it off them two, you had to be like, shit, who do we have? Shayna and Nia.
Wait, so Jay Homestead, real quick. So in your opinion, what do you think Shayna's lacking that's keeping her from like being on TV
Her
every week?
personality.
Really? Okay.
People forget, and I'm not saying it's you guys, that NXT personality is different than main roster personality. Her NXT personality was cool because, again, Full Sail is a small area and a small combined thing. Vince isn't having constant say-so over you. When you go to that main roster, it's a whole new, your personality can work. Remember, we got to have Keith Lee step up a bit. We're hearing things about Keith having to step up a bit. And that's one of the people you're like, Keith should be good. It's an elevation from that. And some don't get it. Some have to, it's a growing pain that you have to learn. This is helping Shayna get to that personality level of a Raw or SmackDown, but it's not there yet.
Absolutely.
Nia Jax is
Nia Jax, the savior of Shayna Baszler.
I'm running with that headline, guys. That's the headline.
Yes, that's the headline tomorrow morning. We'll be putting it up on that #show.com. Jay, thank you so much for joining us. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for doing interviews when, I can't. I appreciate that so much.
Hey, it's you know what? Here's the thing. I was telling, because I told Tama and I told Tongo, I was like, yo, as a worker, I know how to talk to y'all, and we just gonna chop this shit up. Because Tama was like, I know what this is going to. I was like, no, you don't. I was like, bro, I'm a worker. I was like, bro, I'm in these streets just like you, not as heavy as you are. I said, so I know what you tired of hearing. I know what you're tired of talking about. I know what to talk about shit to not get you to be like, oh, this where we going? Word. Because if y'all watch that interview I did with Tama Tonga, it's some things he was like, oh, bet we get to talk about this because I got him to open up. So thank y'all for allowing me to do that. Real talk. Again, I just can't wait till 2021 myself when, I would, if I could take wrestling bookings, if somebody was hitting me up like, yo, you want to get in the ring? I'd go. But I'm ready to be more widespread and everything so I can lace these boots up and make shit happen.
And we'll all be there for sure. Absolutely. Just name the time and the place and we'll be there.
Y'all have a good one, guys.
Thank you.
Take it easy, Shot-Town.
Y'all enjoy your New Year's.
You too. Where are we at? Oh my God. Promotion of the year. No, most improved wrestler of the year, guys. Did we do that already? No. Most improved wrestler of the year. My goodness. Here we go. I'm saving. Justin, I see you. I got you lined up, brother. I know exactly. I'm looking at it. I know exactly where I'm putting you.
It's like War Games. He wants to get in so bad. Like, no, that's the shit. You're fourth out the cage. Relax. Wait.
Okay. Most improved wrestler of the year. We have Chris Bay, Dakota Kai, Liv Morgan, Jey Uso, and Eric Young / a other category if anyone wanted to vote in that. And the winner is
No, what up, Oos? What up, Oos?
Jay Uso.
Get him, Oos!
That's what I'm talking about. He stepped up. He went from Air Force Ones to Jordans. He went from Air Force Ones to Jordans.
So we'll talk about Jey Uso. Who did you guys both vote for Jey Uso?
Yeah,
I did.
yeah.
I actually agreed with Mike in chat. I voted for Dakota Kai. I thought she had a really big year as a heel and just holding her own in the ring. I thought she improved a lot in that area. But yeah, Jey Uso, guys, makes a lot of sense.
Honestly, Pingle, I agree with you, but the reason why I didn't vote for her is because her heel turn happened in November of last year. And then that's when she did a lot of stuff in November, December. And then she won an NXT award for it. So at that point, I was like, you've already been recognized. Everyone's so strong, come again. So that's the reason why, like, I would have gave it to Jay because he's been killing this last year. Like, the thing about it is, though, for me, like, I did not see this from Jey Uso at all. Again, when I always look at the Usos, like, oh, you're a tag team, you're brothers, you're twin. But he used all that in like this feud with Roman, feuding for the family and everything like that, which was fucking amazing. Because again, when Roman came back, if you would have told me like who's he going to feud with to help him get over this new heel gimmick, I was like, well, maybe Daniel Bryan, or maybe they'll use like some face here or there, blah blah. But no, they went with Jey Uso. That was so unexpected, but damn, it worked so well and rose him up. And all I gotta say is that. Here's the thing, listening to Uso promos, when they talk about being sidelined at WrestleMania, because of the work that this man has done, he needs not to be sidelined this year at WrestleMania. At WrestleMania, he needs to be on the field. He needs to be playing. He needs to have a role because, damn it, if he did not help his cousin get over and get this heel Roman over, he needs to get his just due.
Absolutely.
Oos, baby. Oos versus Oos, baby.
They got to do that for sure. All right. We got anything else, or we're all satisfied? Jey Uso, great. Okay, moving on. Promotion of the year. We have New Japan Pro Wrestling, WWE, which we categorized as Raw and SmackDown.
Makes sense.
We have All Elite Wrestling. We have NXT.
Woo!
We have Game Changer Wrestling, and we have Ring of Honor. And the winner is
not Ring of Honor.
What if it is? I mean, not
Elite. Elite.
Not surprising. All Elite Wrestling is our promotion of the year. I will say, gotta work on that women's division. Just gotta work on that. We all know what I have to say about that. But
yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, of course, it's All Elite Wrestling, but I definitely voted for SmackDown because from last October to this October, they definitely made the turn, and it was a credit to Sasha, Roman. That soon as the draft really happened, and it just really like once summer kicked off, I felt like SmackDown was the legitimately A show as far as mainstream wrestling. Like I get in the storylines being thread, everything felt important. I get AEW is for the hardcore wrestling fans like ourselves. It's supposed to be. But SmackDown made me feel like I was being entertained as in the spectacular big arena feel that WWE does. At the same time, I was getting quality content, and that credits to Roman, to Sasha, to Daniel Bryan, to now Big E winning the Intercontinental title. It's so many things happening on SmackDown, man, that I'm for it. But I get why people picked AEW.
In the chat, Timothy, who did you pick? Who was your promotion of the year? That's what I would like to know. Johnny, you have anything to add? Do you think differently from AEW or?
Well, so AEW is fine, but I am going to say I'm a little bit disappointed because I was just looking at our votes from last year's thing on my phone, and last year's winner was NXT.
Oh, it was.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah, and it's just like, and the thing about this was that I love NXT. Like I have so much respect for what they do there because not only do they do it with like new and upcoming talent, but they're willing to experiment, give people a chance, and they do so many things and they expose you to so many wrestlers who you've never seen before. Shout out to Timothy Thatcher. I know I give him shit as a grappling hobo, but those are just jokes. But I respect for that man's in-ring ability because I'm like, damn, this motherfucker can go. And so, but the thing about it is though, is that like
Tyler.
I will say they need to step up. Like the thing about it is though is that like the votes, because again when I was looking at the votes coming in for this category, they were winning overwhelmingly for a long time. And so I need AEW. So I need NXT to step it up because you won this last year, but we've been talking about it all year. There's been a decrease in quality. And so y'all kind of gotta like bring it back and like get back to that level. You've got Pat McAfee, you've got people there, and so you need to try to get back to that level and compete. And so I want to see things from NXT. I want to see them get back to the former glory.
I will say, I think there's only been one time when I've said, man, I wish I had watched NXT live this year.
What was that?
Was it Halloween Havoc? Was that the...
Oh,
yeah.
I
I can wait. I can wait to watch NXT.
In your house on NXT, or was that a takeover?
That was a takeover.
Okay, because that shit was good too. But yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, for AEW, I mean, they are a tag team. They're a tag team promotion for sure. And I know it's been a little more recent, but we've seen. Are you looking at me like that or the comment?
I'm looking at the comment.
Okay.
AEW's real genuine crowd.
They have Austin Gunn there. Okay.
Terrible.
So, I mean, we saw a lot of great new tag teams. Mind you, they have been a little more recent, but, you know, Best Friends had a pretty big run. We had the Santana-Ortiz feud, which was cool. I mean, Eddie Kingston was must-see TV for me every week.
Yeah.
And, I mean, the dog collar match between Cody and Brodie. I know you didn't enjoy that match. I like that match. I liked seeing Brodie on TV every week. They need more women's matches. That's for sure. But yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at. And Hangman Omega. I mean, I know we haven't even touched on them, but I miss fans too. I miss going to shows. I miss doing all this stuff. The wrestler crowd worked for AEW more than WWE, but what they both have going on right now is for the best. Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Shout out to Hunter too. Hunter, thank you for everything you do for that #show.com. You are the fucking man.
Yep, you are.
Sheeta still isn't over.
Nope.
We'll get you in. All right. We're gonna, you know what? I'll just switch it. We're gonna bring Justin, the Wrestling Classic, in right now. Right now. Oh my God! Look at that jacket.
It's Sunday. You know what that means. Rest in peace, Brodie.
Absolutely.
Let's just say, yeah, the jacket. I had no reason to wear this for so long, and I've been having it, and I'm like, I need to wear it at some point. Nice. So why not here? Where like the #1 biggest Sasha Banks fan is here. So, and I could have wore a suit, but I'm like, why not the Sasha jacket? I'll actually say I'm #2 to Neeson because I sometimes flounder and go other ways. Wow. But you know, he's loyal.
I'm home. Sasha is home.
Yeah. Did you get it, Justin? Did you get yours?
No, I never got any White Claws. I've been drinking water. It's I got water here. So
you need to stay healthy. You need to stay healthy. All good.
I know. I had my sister got married last week, and then drinking's
congrats!
A break from drinking for a bit.
Feels right. Right. All right, so we're gonna do Female Wrestler of the Year now. We're skipping it up. We're bringing it in. We're doing it right now. Here's
Wait, Nisa, can you please just promise? If she doesn't win, can you please not riot and destroy the studio?
Wait, there's no way
she doesn't win. I would be shocked.
If Sasha Banks doesn't win, the Neff Lounge is being burnt down to the fucking ground.
We're on.
I'm burning it.
Got it.
This guy's gonna burn it down. She won every major title on the main roster this year. Like, there's no way she didn't win.
Please let her win. Please let her win.
If it's Io Shirai, some other stuff's gonna happen. I'll tell you that.
I might burn down my own apartment.
All right. So we have Asuka, Bailey, Hikaru Shida, Io Shirai, Jordan Grace, Thunder Rosa, Nyla Rose, Rhea Ripley, Sasha Banks, and Candice LeRae.
Please don't let them destroy that studio.
And the winner is
I had a dream that I would make it. Na 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 na.
Hey,
It couldn't have been anybody else.
Sasha.
Whew. We get to keep the studio. Thank God.
I will say, I picked that picture. He's gone.
This guy's celebrating.
What is he doing? No, he's destroying it. No, get your feet off the couch. We just got that couch.
So, while he's doing all of that, I'm gonna say, I've completed my top 100 list.
No,
The blueprint, the standard, the GOAT, the
And-
boss, Sasha Banks. There's no other option. She killed him. She killed him in outfits. She killed him at the end of the year. Her and Bailey held it down all summer. On all 3 shows. When she went on NXT to face Io Shirai, that was probably one of the most watched NXTs. Beat AEW in the demographics for that one match that she even got in an argument with Chris Jericho over.
Yes.
And that's the drawing power of Sasha fucking Banks. Mind my language.
So let me just say, before we get into the big fest here, I've also mentioned this to Neeson, so he already knows hopefully what I'm about to say. He doesn't care. He doesn't give a shit. Sasha won the category. I've compiled my list. It's set in stone. I'm not going to make any changes to it. My female wrestler of the year is Mayu Iwatani from Stardom. You should definitely go check her out. She is, in my opinion, one of the best female wrestlers in the world. Sasha came pretty directly behind her. So, I mean, I think I'm on an island by myself watching those matches.
As long as you didn't pull a Pro Wrestling Illustrated where you put both of them on the cover and one's number 4 and one's number 1 or whatever.
Absolutely not. Yeah. Sasha is my number 2.
Fair. I'll take that. But no, this definitely should be renamed the Sasha Banks Award going forward. Like
I will also say
female award of the year. There's a best female of the year, and then there's a Sasha Banks Award. She's the GOAT.
I will also say Mayu doesn't have a 5-star match for me this year, so Sasha does. I'll just.
What's your 5-star Sasha match?
Hell in the Cell.
Okay. Yeah. She's had a ton of them, so I don't know.
I give her all respect. Like, here's the thing. So, like,
don't get mad at me, Neeson. Don't get mad at me.
I'll let Neeson close it out, but it's like
I picked this picture for you, sir.
Sasha had an amazing year. To quote Hunter in the chat, she fucking DDT Boba Fett. She said, "Fuck a star." And at that point, like when that second episode aired, and she gives him the DDT, I was like, "Oh shit, it's fucking done. This fucking done." She DDT Boba. There's nothing you can fucking do at that point. And so I got to give her all respect. Now, what I will say is, which is dope about this year, is that look at the percentage Junior texted us. She won by 37%, which is a big majority. But at the same time, though, it just says fucking shit. This is a good year for like women's wrestling. AEW. This was a great year for women's wrestling outside of AEW because again, a lot of women got to show like a lot of great matches from Rhea to Io to Dakota outside of AEW. So it was again amazing to see. We got to see the EST of SmackDown now doing her damn thing, saying you don't even go here and getting her time to shine, doing amazing things. So for women's wrestlers, it was a great year. Shout out to Sasha for standing atop the mountain by winning. And yeah, Neeson, go ahead and take it home.
All right, look. I would like to say to the boss, the blueprint, the standard, to go the draw, and now the winner of THS Wrestling's female wrestler of the year, Sasha Banks. I'm awarding you the Boba Fett Award. Why? Because you tornadoed DDT Boba Fett. How many other wrestlers on this planet could say that they tornado DDT'd Boba Fett? No one. So this award, Sasha Banks, goes to you. And on top of that, your character actually lived, and now you're going to be on possibly season 3 of Mandalorian. And why? Because your name is Sasha Banks, and your name is bigger than any title. Now, you said she had a 5-star match in your quote-unquote number 1 wrestler have a 5-star match, and Sasha Banks is not number 1? What type of rating system is this, Pingle? Yes, we talked about this time and time again. Time and time again. But I will ask you, if your wrestler that is considered number one DDT Boba Fett? No. Can your wrestler that's considered number one name bigger than a title? No. Can your wrestler that is considered number one over the boss, the blueprint, the standard, the GOAT, the queen of the sale, the draw, the DDT and Boba Fett Mandalorian, Sasha Banks, can she take pictures like the one Junior now?
Dude, she carried the division during the summer, dude. Best outfit.
She cannot do that. So,
what are you doing?
Look,
I mean, it's nice to carry a division, but when you carry a whole goddamn company on your back,
I'm just mean like, yeah. Well, she basically did during the summer. That feud could have been storyline of the year without a doubt. She finally broke that little can't defend a title streak. The amount of accomplishments that she held 2 titles at the same time. She was the Raw Women's Champion and the SmackDown and the Women's Tag Team Champions at the same time. She just been nailing it. The only thing she has left to do now is win the Royal Rumble, and then she's all absolutely goated. That's it.
Yeah.
From one
decent. You didn't mention her last accomplishment.
From one champ to another, I would like to present you the Boba Fett Award. And Boba Fett, now his biggest fame to claim is getting tornado DDT'd by the boss, the blueprint, the standard, the GOAT, the queen of the sale, the draw, Sasha.
And that comes from her advocate over there up in the corner.
That's the biggest claim to fame is jobbing to a
Paul
hole in the
Heyman and
ground.
Sasha Banks up there.
You didn't mention her last win.
Her last win again.
Carmella?
No, she got her husband a PS5 for Christmas. Way to go, the boss of Blueprint. Hooked your husband up.
Can she be any more perfect? Can she be any more perfect?
Wow.
He even gets muted on reward shows. Look, and like I just want to put my bid in once again. Carmella has her sommelier. You have one champion and one hell of a second in Neeson waiting for your call. Just saying.
I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it.
Okay. Justin, we met you in February, which seems like eons ago.
Yeah.
It seems so long ago, and you've done so much for us in helping us out while being on the show, our Instagram, and being an all-around amazing dude. We are so lucky to have you in our little circle here, and thank you so much.
I appreciate that. It's been a weird year all around.
Yes, it has.
From top to bottom. I appreciate you guys having me on. I'm going to watch the rest of the awards. I'm going to be that guy that's in the chat trying to get my chat shown and stuff, because it's fun. And anyone that isn't already, follow the Wrestling Classic and check out the TWC show. And you'll see me again for sure on the THS Wrestling. Absolutely. I can't wait to hear you guys pick match of the year because there are a couple of options on there from the Revolution that we actually all got to watch together.
Yes.
I want to see if any of those matches win because I sat there, ate some pizza, drank some beer, and watched that stuff with you guys and did a post-show recap.
Yeah.
The first show. So we'll check it out. I'm staying tuned and I'll be dropping some comments. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Justin.
Peace.
Happy New Year, sir.
Oh, yeah. Dig it. Happy New Year.
We didn't mention it, but we should have listed you as one of the matches this year when you beat Instagram and got your account back. So again, just want to say congratulations.
Only for them to disable the other one, but it's okay. Yeah, appreciate it. But yeah, undefeated thing, guys. Rest in peace, Brodie Lee, and rest in peace, Shad Gasper. That was another one that hit me hard this year. From Howard Finkel to Road Warrior Animal to the Pat Patterson to everybody, it's been 2020 has been something. Tread lightly as we go into 2021. Don't say it's your year. Just tread lightly and let's just see what happens. Yeah, keep doing the thing.
Woo! Classic.
Good shit. Wendell's got my back. That's it. Me and Wendell. We're going, guys. In all seriousness, watch Stardom. It's a great promotion, and I mean, Asuka came from there. Io Shirai came from there. A bunch of great women's wrestlers came from there, and they're going to continue to come from there. So just check it out.
Tony Storm in Stardom.
Tony Storm, Dakota Kai was there. A bunch of people before they come here, they go to Stardom. So Yep, absolutely. Okay, so best tag team of the year. We're doing it out of whack here. Here we go. We got FTR, The New Day, Undisputed Era, Street Profits, Private Party, The Young Bucks, The North, The Kabuki Warriors, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler, Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss, and the Riot Squad. And the winner is... Was there a tie? I was told there was a tie.
Yeah.
Oh! Yes.
Wow. All right.
That's
Okay. We get Street Profits and FTR a tie. So I guess we should address the tie. That's pretty crazy. FTR and the Street Profits. I will say, let's address the tie, then we'll talk about it later. I think these are both great choices. FTR really just I don't know. I don't know. FTR, great tag team, finally got out from under the WWF banner and started to do some really great stuff in AEW. But Street Profits are just amazing. They are such a great team, and I'm still amazed that Dawkins is just he's the improved wrestler of the century to me. Yeah. I remember we've talked about it many times. I was like, I don't know who this guy is. I don't think he's any good. But now he's in Street Profits, and I'm like, oh, that's who that guy is. Street Profits, always entertaining. They've had some fantastic matches on main roster. Jay was talking earlier about how character doesn't transition. Those dudes were main event ready the second they put that act together. Yeah. Absolutely. So I think both of these are worthy choices. I personally picked the Young Bucks. I know maybe an easy choice, but they had a lot of great matches throughout the year. That match with Hangman Page and Kenny Omega, one of the best matches of the year. Also, FTR Young Bucks was also very good. So, yes, thank goodness Dawkins dropped that backpack. But what do you guys think of the tie? And I guess if you had to choose between the two, who would you pick? I would pick Street Profits.
I'm definitely picking Street Profits because profits are up and we want smoke. And ladies and gentlemen, man, they have took what the New Day was able to do and make it their own, and meaning just in basically inserting Black Twitter on television and making it palatable. And the New Day really got hot when they started to do it, and Street Profits were able to do that, but again, make it their own and handle it. And also Dawkins coming into his own, where he wasn't talking when they first came up, but nah, fam, yeah, that's it. That's Dawkins. That is Dawkins, and I'm with it, and I'm for it. Young Bucks always could probably win tag team of the year, but I feel like they may have the LeBron effect, where he could win MVP every year. It's just that, we kind of get tired of seeing that. And unfortunately, that is the Young Bucks, and that is just the gift and the curse of them. But man, Street Profits, so happy. Just sad that you had to be up against the Revival or the Revolution or whatever they're calling themselves. Because I don't think they should have won or even been tied. So, yeah.
I think that's completely fair. Johnny, if you had to choose between FTR and Street Profits.
We want the smoke. And we got the smoke. Street Profits. Like, here's the thing. I'm going to give them so much respect. I'm going to give a shout out to Paulie Heyman as well. Back when he was running Raw, he was like, you know what? I like you guys. I think people need to see more of you. And even if you're on NXT, I'm going to have you cut segments on Raw. So it got them introduced to that main roster audience way ahead of time. So people were like, damn, these guys are dope. Damn, we want to see these guys. And then they arrived and delivered. But then I'm going to give so much respect to their send-off from NXT because back when y'all remember this, when they had the real Wale show up and did that rap bitch, they came to the NXT crowd and everyone got up and it was like, oh!
That was great.
It was so hype. And the thing about it is that they have not gotten stale. To Nisa's point, they've taken the thing that New Day did, but they've totally made it their own with their own energy. And shout out to Montez Ford because Angelo Dawkins is coming to his own, but that's because he made amazing talent. And Montez Ford was like, nah, homie, we got this. And let's go succeed together. And that's exactly what they're doing. And now I love seeing them come out when they explode all the cups. And all the cups are drawn down and everything like that. They've been NXT Tag Team Champions. They've been SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Raw Tag Team Champions. They are doing the damn thing. And I can't wait to see what they do in 2021. Salute, gentlemen. Proud of y'all. Keep it going.
There you go. All right, guys. Male wrestler of the year. We have Seth Rollins, Cody, Keith Lee, Drew McIntyre, Hangman Page, Kenny Omega, Jon Moxley, Darby Allin, Chris Jericho, Adam Cole. Wow, nobody? All right. Roman Reigns, Tetsuya Naito, Bray Wyatt / The Fiend, Chuck Taylor, due to a request from my TTR co-host, Marianne, and Orange Cassidy. And our male wrestler of the year is...
What the fuck?
Wait, what?
Oh.
That was a glitch in the Matrix.
Kenny Omega, our wrestler of the year. I mean, once again, I'm going off script. My wrestler of the year, not Tetsuya Naito again. It's actually Noah's world champion, Go Shiozaki. He will be my number one when you read my article on the 1st on that #show.com. I've never seen so many 5-star matches in 1 year in my entire life. This dude is a machine. He is an absolute crazy person. You should all go check him out. Every chop sounds like it's a death chop. Every single one. But what do we think of Kenny Omega being our wrestler of the year? I think LeBron effect makes sense. I don't know if he's in my top 5. I'll let you guys know that. I mean, what do you guys think of Kenny Omega? He was not our wrestler last year, was he?
No, he was not our wrestler of the year last year. And no, I think it should have been Roman, honestly. I think the impact that had, like, when you talk about an impact that one person has with one promotion and could come back and really turn the tides with one promotion, it has to be Roman Reigns, like, hands down. This is recency bias. Now,
I don't disagree.
I definitely think, I think Kenny is recency bias, but I think Roman, man, like, as soon as he came back, when he was talking, he was like, "You're only a monster because I made you a monster. You only a monster because I made you a monster." Or talking about what was the other guy's name? Bray Wyatt. Talking nobody fears you. Like, he was calling people bitches. Like, it was instantly like, oh, this is a different Roman Reigns. Not to mention, then he partnered up with Paul Heyman. Like, everything changed. All the weight and scale got shifted. Now I get it. Kenny Omega did something that nobody has done in years, if not ever, right? With taking the title over to Impact. And that's a whole thing. But that is also recent. And that's within, like, the last couple of weeks. So
I agree. I mean, in a tag team for most of the year, granted, that doesn't mean he shouldn't be up for best wrestler of the year.
Oh, yeah, not at all. He should be.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, like Hunter said, recency bias. And Hunter, Evil was nowhere near being Wrestler of the Year. They just did that. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
But I also don't think Moxley, you say he carried a whole company, but also his reign wasn't interesting. Only interesting feud I seen him have was the
Kingston
feud. That's it. So I don't see that either. I don't know why Turtle Man and Orange Cassidy was in there either. But hey, here we are.
Here we are.
So I had to take off my hat and protest because Cameron Grimes wasn't recognized for the greatness that he is.
Right.
But the real reason I put this on is because the dude that I truly chose was Big Homie Rome. Now here's the thing: Big Homie Rome did the impossible. Big Homie Rome turned him face and heel at all the same damn time. Because the thing about it is, though, is that for the longest time, no matter what Roman did, we'd be like, that was a dope match, but we still go boo you the next night. Even when he retired Undertaker, it was like, that was cool. We still go boo.
No, we went an hour and 15 minutes without mentioning that, man.
Sorry, my bad. Sorry, John. Even when he beat Brock Lesnar, he still got booed. And so the thing about it is, though, is that Roman is like, it was so hard to turn this man, like, get the crowd on the side. But this heel gimmick, when he came back, wrecked everybody and left, it was like, oh, shit, he don't give a fuck. Called the Fiend a freak, cussed people out, beat the hell out of his cousin, said, I'm the head of the table. I was like, wearing Jordans on his feet. I was like, that's Big Homie Rome. He may say he run the island, but he also run the block. And so the thing about it is, though, is that I give him all respect. He was my choice of Wrestler of the Year because, again, his turn was so hard to do, but he got it done. That honestly, I can't wait to see him in front of a crowd now because if you're booing him for the right reasons now. And then later on, when he becomes face that keeps his same attitude, oh, shit, it's going to be awesome to see. So that was my choice Wrestler of the Year because he did the impossible. So shout out to Big Homie Rome. But also, respect to our winner, Kenny Omega, because we've been saying the whole time that Kenny Omega should have been the tempo of that company. He should have been running things. They did it last minute too late, and people kind of got on board and voted for it. But, yeah.
I think the thing about that, though, is like we've been saying he should be, but they still got to put Moxley at front and center. They still got to do that. But, I mean, Hunter, you say try and have an interesting reign in the middle of the pandemic. That's what they're supposed to do.
Roman Reigns did.
I mean, that's what they're supposed to. I don't necessarily agree that it was like not interesting because yes, there was some cool stuff in there, and I think they did their best, but you still gotta make it interesting. But yeah, I'm huge. I am gigantic. Here I am. What is happening? Oh, it's because Neeson got up for a second. I've broken the fourth wall and ruined the entire show.
Bingo, thanks.
I was so confused. I didn't know what was happening. All right. Cameron Grimes. Are you upset it wasn't Cameron Grimes for sure?
No, but I give him respect, though. I legit do like Cameron Grimes a lot, and he's just fun.
Yeah, so. You love Cameron Grimes. You know what? I love that you love Cameron Grimes. For some reason, I'm just like, that's the coolest thing ever.
Same.
I love it. All right. Match of the year, guys.
Let's do it.
Match of the year. I'm scrolling so much. Okay, here we go. The Fiend versus John Cena at WrestleMania. Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte at WrestleMania. Undertaker versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania.
Undertaker and Cody for like WrestleMania, the next WrestleMania, guys. We should do it.
Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page. Adam Cole versus Pat McAfee from TakeOver. Kazuchika Okada versus Kota Ibushi from Wrestle Kingdom 14 Day 1. That sounds like so long ago. FTR versus the Young Bucks. Keith Lee versus Adam Cole. Great American Bash. Nice 2. Women's War Game match. Young Bucks versus Hangman Page and Kenny Omega from AEW Revolution. Io Shirai versus Rhea Ripley. Santana and Ortiz versus the Best Friends, AEW Dynamite, a street fight. Volta versus Ilya Dragunov for the NXT UK Championship. And Sasha Banks versus Bayley, Hell in a Cell. Is that everything? Let me just scroll down. That is everything. And the winner is... Sasha Banks versus Bayley, Hell in a Cell for the WWE Women's SmackDown Championship. I can't really argue with this. From this list, I picked Volta versus Ilya Dragunov. That match is absolutely insane, especially for a WWE product. So that's what I would go for. I have some unconventional ones, but I'll probably just put them in a list and you guys can look at them and go, I don't know who that is. So let's just move it along. Boneyard is the winner. No, it's not.
I would like to give Sasha Banks her second Boba Fett award because she not only became a Grand Slam champion this year and held all the belts this summer, but she also became the Queen of the Cell, being the only woman to participate in all of the women's Hell in the Cell matches. So here's to you, Sasha, your second Boba Fett award. Why? Because you are the only wrestler to ever tornado DDT Boba Fett.
This is true. This is true. Facts.
Or person. I just feel like person to DDT. You said wrestler. I'm just saying like in the galaxy.
This is facts.
I like it. I give it a lot of respect. I think it's dope. And honestly, looking at the votes, it won by a landslide. The second winner was the Young Bucks versus Hangman Page and Kenny Omega, AEW Revolution. That was second. But low key, just again, respect. They should have won it because that was like the culmination of that story that we've been like seeing all year. But fucking shit, like I low key kind of give a lot of respect to a lot of those matches they did during the pandemic, like the Fiend versus John Cena, which is a cinematic thing, which is like kind of dope. I give a lot of respect to that. Like, I'm sorry, John. I'm sorry.
No, it was a fine match. This was a match of the year. I know WWE put it as their match of the year, which is laughable.
Yeah, but I did get hyped when I saw like those Druid Ninjas show up. I was like, holy shit, Druid Ninjas! And then later on, we had the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders, and actual ninjas showed up. And it was like, then we got the the Street? What was it?
The Monster?
No. What was the name when they combined together? Was it the Street Raiders? Or was it
the Viking
Profits. Viking Profits was like, this shit is fucking dope. And it got the Viking Raiders over, which they would still be around if injury didn't get involved. And then low key, man, that Money in the Bank match was fucking fire. That shit was hilarious because they did a lot of cinematic things. Like when AJ Styles goes in, sees the coffin and gets like freaked out. They do the food fight with Otis, which is hilarious. They did the men's and the women's at the same time, which was like kind of dope and worked out. And so like, I just give them credit for all those cinematic matches they did this year because they were fucking fun. And honestly, during the first 2 months of that pandemic, we were on extreme lockdown and we had nothing else to go to. WWE delivered and kept us entertained and took our minds off. It gave us a lot of things to talk about. And I appreciate the people who like put their lives and health on the line to kind of like keep us distracted for a little bit and bring us happiness during a lot of times we had questions going on. So yeah, shout out to them. And again, those cinematic matches, a lot of those are fucking dope. And we still ain't seen John Cena. I don't know what happened to him.
And I mean, we also had the what was it? The Inner Circle versus the Elite match, which was a lot of fun too. That was I guess a cinematic match. Yeah, definitely. I mean, he did 40 million cartwheels to the other side of the fucking football stadium for fuck's sake.
Oh yeah, that's we got to see different versions of Matt Hardy going under the water.
Yes.
The version 1.0.
A lot of fun. Okay. So I have one more question, and this is for everyone in the chat. And for you guys, what is a bold prediction you would like to make in wrestling for 2021? And also, guys, yeah, go check out that EC3. All the proceeds of this shirt go to Brodie Lee's family. Free EC3.myshopify.com. Go check it out. Everything goes to his family. Just, another thing that shows how beloved he was in the wrestling community. But bold predictions from the chat. I want to know, what do you think is going to happen in wrestling next year? Neeson?
2021, I think, will be a reset for wrestling in general. I think now, even when we do start to see fans come back in some form or way or capacity, I think now we're seeing wrestlers really learn how to fall into their character. So when you see people like Roman Reigns or like a Kenny Omega now that has a character and falling into and being the collector, you see these you're gonna see it morph into something even bigger when fans come back. So I'm gonna say we're gonna start seeing more outdoor shows on television. We're gonna start seeing and more work around, more work within promotions, especially with AEW, Impact, NJPW, and AEW. I think that 4 or 3, 4, however much I just named, it's going to be big. So WWE, they better strap up tight because they got a lot of work to do.
I think that's pyro for Cody.
Look, Ken is like new to he's somewhat recently joining us a lot, and Ken, you're just on point every time on Twitter as well, my friend. Okay, sorry, Johnny, go ahead.
Really good job, Ken. I'm just going to kind of like cover the spectrum at a wrestler level. Prediction I would like to see come true is I want to see Bianca Belair win the Royal Rumble, and then I want to see her challenge somebody at go for WrestleMania. I know we've been talking about like Sasha Banks, but low key, I like to see her do what Charlotte did wrong, and go and challenge Io Shirai for the NXT Championship. Have that be on WrestleMania, so Io Shirai and her would get to put on the show. Because again, I would like to see something happen with that and actually do it right. Because Charlotte Flair dropped the ball with that. A bolder prediction, I would like to say that we're going to see more women's wrestling. Going on in like 2021, that would be something I would like to see just happen across the brand, because like now we have, like John, you've been calling out AEW for the longest time, and other people have as well for their lack of women's wrestling. So I like to see that go up. And then on a broader scale, I think some shit's going to happen, honestly, because a lot of these politicians, like going into November, we're talking a lot about like wrestling and like again unions and a lot of stuff like that. Like I don't know where it's going to go, but I kind of feel that there's going to be like some energy around that, hopefully, and we might see some things they legally change and whatnot. So I would like to see some stuff happen, so some more of those like wrestlers are protected and they just get more benefits. So less a prediction, but just more of like things I would like to see happen.
For me, I think, and we'll get to everybody in the chat. I know we're running long, but end of the year show, baby. Why not? I think Raquel Gonzalez will be NXT Women's Champion by July, and possibly a main roster champion by the end of the year. I think that's pretty bold. I think she has the skill set, and if maybe the jury's out on promos, but if they put her with somebody who can do promos for her, I don't know, Malcolm Bevins, who can do promos for everyone. Why isn't he on TV every week anyway? I think that would be great. That's my bold prediction. Also, I'm seeing a lot of like AEW buys Impact. I think we will have something like that. We'll see though. I don't know. That's a good prediction, because why would you? I see Shotzi wins the NXT Women's Championship. I think that's a good call. What else? Less pyro for Cody. AEW buys TNA and NWA and Omega. That's a bold. There you go. Omega is the AEW World Champion for the entire year.
Oh shit.
That's pretty bold, but I could see it happening for sure. For sure. There you go. Raquel is awesome. Like, wow, what a surprise. Anyway,
I would say this. Big E will be world champion by this time next year.
Yep. 100%.
I'm going to make a bold prediction, but it's not really a bold prediction because Neeson already said it, but you brought it up a few weeks ago. I'm not sure if you remember it.
Oh, I know where you're going.
But I think it's going to happen. Yep. Because if they run wild with Kenny and Kenny becomes Impact champion, I think they may be forced to do something, and they may throw a lot of money at that man that may change his mind. If people have been wanting it for a while, and I'm like, that's just not going to happen. But if that shit happens, you know where I'm going, John. I think we see CM Punk return in 2021 because I was thinking about people who I like to see return to the Royal Rumble, and he's been quiet lately. If that music hit the fucking Rumble,
But here's the thing: depending on how they have, if they have fans, I could see it. They are gonna want that reaction in front of a live.
So I think at the Rumble, I agree with you. I just kind of want Rumble because I love the Rumble, but I can see like July them doing a show in Chicago and Rumble with him coming out because that's the thing they're going to do it in Chicago because Chicago's been wanting Punk for a while.
Also, if they want to at least get a little momentum back, he has to be on NXT.
Finn versus Punk. That is the only way.
Yep.
I think that's what's got to happen. Okay. All right. Any other closing thoughts?
Finn.
In 2021, Neeson will badmouth Sasha Banks one time.
That will never happen.
Boldest prediction.
No, the boldest prediction would be me complimenting The Undertaker, which... it might happen. Who knows?
Undertaker and Cody.
You know what? I mean, I will say Cody has been posting a lot of stuff about Brodie today. Like Cody, the individual, I think is fine. The wrestler, it's too much, man. That's too much, man.
I'm gonna call it 2021 for us.
Oh,
end of the year, we'll have an interview with Cody Rhodes.
You think we'll have an interview? Is that your
John will get to ask him all the hard questions.
All right, let's put it out into the world. If one of us was to interview someone in 2021, who would it be? I already know Neeson, so just go ahead.
Yeah.
If I had my wish to interview anybody in 2021, it would be the boss, the blueprint, the standard, the GOAT, the queen of the sale, and the THS Women's Wrestler of the Year, Sasha Banks.
There you go. What about you, Johnny?
Could use a non-Spanish picture. Jesus.
I think it would be low-key be a tie. I would definitely want to interview Xavier Woods because of just the love of nerd culture and whatnot, just like kicking with him and everything like that. But I would definitely would love to interview Kofi and talk about his title reign and the impact that he had because it was so awe-inspiring to so many people. It brought MVP back to wrestling, seeing him trip and whatnot. And I just kind of just want to give Kofi a chance to give us flowers a little bit more because I don't think he's got another chance like to get his flowers. So I don't want to do an interview with him and talk about him and just like give him the respect and just talk about that title run as like we have a retrospective of it and everything. What about you, Pingle?
I mean, Hunter put out Sting. I don't know if I could, like, if you were like,
oh,
no.
Wait, you mean in wrestling?
Yeah. No. To interview, not to wrestle.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh.
I don't know if I could. I would probably just be a complete idiot that entire time and just be smiling, being like, "Do you remember when Abdullah the Butcher came?" I'd basically be Chris Farley. Do you remember when Abdullah the Butcher was in the box and he came out? Do you remember that? I would honestly Roman Reigns. I think that would be a lot of fun. I think also Eddie Kingston would be a fun interview to do for me personally. So there it is. It's out into the world. All right, let's close up shop, gentlemen. What a year. We started out interviewing Terry Funk. Then we interviewed it was just like everybody under the sun at the LAX Fan Fest. We did panels with Gargano, Noelle Foley, Drew Gulak. I feel like I'm missing some people. I've interviewed a couple of GCW people, Chris Dickinson. I mean, Neeson, you interviewed Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash. And Mandy Rose.
Mandy Rose. Sonya Deville, really. Multiple. It was somebody else. I mean, multiple people though. Check out their YouTube. We have a nice.
Yeah.
THS Wrestling has a nice list of interviews from this year that you could go down and watch and listen to. Sarah Dweeb,
Taya Valkyrie.
We
interviewed Rocky Romero twice this year.
Rocky Romero.
Yep.
Carl Anderson.
We got guys. I mean, 2020 was overall a fucking awful year, but we still managed to do a lot of cool stuff. And we thank you for joining us every Sunday. I thank Neeson and Johnny for joining me on this wrestling journey. I don't think I could ask for any. I'm gonna try not to get emotional.
Oh man,
I love both of you. It pains me every week that we do not do this together. But those are the times we live in. I could not ask for two better people to host the show with me every week. And I appreciate both of you so much. And thank you.
Oh man. Thank you guys. Thank you, Pingle, for always being a center of the group and holding it down in such a classy way while I'm flying off the rails at behind the curtain at producer Junior every single day.
We love you, Junior.
Yeah.
Also, we could not do
it without you.
Anything without you.
Thank you. So no, when I'm flying off the rails, it is for the betterment of everybody because I am just hyper crazy and I like to push people to be better because I want people to push me to be better. So and that is the only way. But this is how Junior looks at me every single day when I'm screaming at him. That's how he looks back at me. But just speaking about Pingo and Parker, guys, everybody that's in the chat, you guys don't know how great these two humans are and just how caring and wonderful, like besides their love for wrestling, besides their love for Doctor Who, besides their love for sneakers, besides their love for terrible Mid-Eastern teams.
Eastern teams. Don't leave me out.
I don't want to do that because did they win today? I don't know.
They did. What are they doing?
But besides these things, like besides all that, they're just genuinely great people. And that attracts more great people like Jimmy, like Justin, like Jay, our extended THS family, man. So honestly, it's one of the best things I look forward to doing every single Sunday, even if I drive 30 minutes to come into this beautiful studio by myself when it's nobody else here, guys. Just a big ass empty studio and a light flickering off. There's nobody else here. But thank you.
For sure. Gracias. I want to give a big thank you to producer Junior for taking my harassing phone calls. So I call to give him shit on a regular basis. Random things. Thank you, Junior, always for picking up because I know you don't want to. Thank you too. Again, I'm just proud to work with you guys and to the point where I just consider you co-hosts, but I consider y'all friends. And it's dope because again, like a little behind the curtains, like last year. People try to put me to a choice and it was like, you got to choose. And I was like, I choose them. Goodbye. And because when we're here, we're family.
That's the Olive Garden, boys, ladies and gentlemen.
Exactly. So again, so Pingo, thank you for your passion and your strict work ethic of keeping us aligned and making sure that we don't go too crazy from like we go on our rants or our arguments and like even we're doing Detroit versus LA arguments that has nothing to do with wrestling. Thank you for always bringing it back. Thank you, Neeson, for engaging in our Detroit versus LA arguments and also for bringing your passion, your work ethic, and I appreciate it every single week. And thank you for in case you pick up the phone when I have to call you, like, Neeson, I don't know if I should buy these shoes or not. Johnny, fucking buy them. All right, Neeson, whatever you say. So I appreciate that. And then last, well, there it is. I hope you get those. Shout out, did them threes. And then most importantly, thank you so much to the THS fam, everybody behind the scenes from Ro and Zach and them, but to our fans as well, to our supporters who tune in every week for y'all. Thank you all so much. Here's the thing, like last year, this is our third annual awards, and this year we doubled the amount of votes that came in. So thank y'all for being involved. Thank you for showing up and supporting. Thank you for watching every week, because here's the thing, we are nothing without y'all, and we wouldn't be here without y'all tuning in. So appreciate y'all. Danke schön, gracias. Dome arigato.
There you go. All right, and with that, we will sign off. And I don't even next. We'll see you next year. I know that's corny, but the third will be. Oh goodness! And then we got Wrestle King. Oh boy, next week's going to be rough for me already. Got to reset the sheets. Make sure you check out that #show.com for my top 100 list. I already gave you who my number one is. And if you don't know who that is, guys, once again, just go. If you are upset with any of the wrestling you watch and you're like, I hate this, but you watch it every week, go find something else to watch. If you need recommendations, come to me. My handle's right there. I can give you recommendations on what to watch, and it's easy to find. You just got to do just a little work. I swear it's a little work. But
before we get out, I do want to say, guys, if you are a fan of THS, which is that #show, just a big umbrella, please check out my new movie segment called Watch.
Yes, absolutely.
Please check it out right now. We have 2 up. We're going to have some more coming up. We're going to do it on a regular basis. It is something that I've been trying to do for a long time, and I am happy that we finally got it going. So please check it out. The one that's up right now is on YouTube. It's Soul. If you haven't seen Soul, I definitely suggest you watch it and just catch Wonder Woman when it's on DVD.
Yep. Go watch Soul.
I got to watch Soul.
Yeah, don't watch Wonder Woman. I mean, yeah.
I already watched it.
Yeah.
And Trevor Lawrence is going to look great in Jacksonville. I hope he's front row at AEW Dynamite having a great time.
That will stick it to Vince McMahon more than anything else.
That'll show him. All right, guys. Oh my God. Facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, Instagram.com/THS.Wrestling, YouTube.com/that #show TV, and Twitch.tv/that #show. That felt like a century pause, but before, go check out that #show.com for everything trending in geek pop culture. And we'll see you guys next week. Happy New Year.
Junior, I'm not even